Hello people of the internet and welcome to Newsdesk, our roundup of all the week's biggest gaming news. It's been another reasonably quiet week in the wake of this year's E3, and while there are no big announcements, the indies have been happy to pick up the slack. Little Big Planet Vita developers Double 11 have announced a new deal with Q Games, the team most well known for the PixelJunk series, with the first fruit of that partnership being PixelJunk Monsters Ultimate HD, coming to Vita and PC later this summer. Breath of Death and Cthulhu Saves the World studio Zeboyd Games have revealed 2D RPG Cosmic Star Heroine, their first title produced using Unity, enabling the team to add PS4, Vita and Mac versions to their plans. Conker's Bad Fur Day designer Chris Seavor has announced the unlikely Legend of Rusty Pup due next year on Wii U, and Move flying game Dare to Fly was both revealed and released this week on PSN. Naughty Dog have been in the spot of controversy this week after actress Ellen Page, who is actually playing a role in Beyond Two Souls, accused the developer of ripping off her likeness for the Last of Us character Ellie, and a graphic designer has also called the team out for unauthorized use of his redesigned Boston subway map in the game. If you're itching for more content for The Last of Us, there's also news that the first DLC pack for the game will be a new chapter set early in the single-player story. In more Naughty Dog news, it's been revealed that the studio has repeatedly asked Pineapple Express writers and This Is the End directors Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg to pen a script for the troubled Uncharted movie. As of this week, Microsoft's Xbox 360 is the best-selling console of the generation in the United Kingdom, just overtaking the runaway success of the Wii, with the PS3 still languishing in third place in the UK. The company has also confirmed that starting in April this year, it dropped the fees charged to developers for releasing patches on the Xbox 360. However, the rumoured self-publishing announcement expected at this week's Build Developer Conference failed to materialise. It also sounds like the one platform that won't see PvZ2 is the one that the original game launched on, the Xbox, with Microsoft apparently not interested in the sequel. It's rumour time, starting with the rumblings that both Google and Apple are working on their own games consoles. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Google is developing such a box, basing it on Android much like the just released Ouya, with the report noting that this potential console is being designed to combat a future Apple console, which has been rumoured with no real evidence for many years. Microsoft's Phil Spencer has confirmed that the appearance of an orb from the CRACKDOWN series on a slide at the Xbox One reveal event was no accident, teasing that a future entry in the series could benefit from the Xbox One's cloud capabilities. A promo shot of the contents of the PS4 box appearing on Sony's own website suggests that a higher priced bundle, including a stand, camera and copy of Knack, was at least planned at some point, if not still on the way, with the company simply promoting the base pack due to the $100 price difference compared to the Xbox One. And Quantic Dream have posted another job listing looking for someone with mobile experience, following a similar listing earlier in the year. While the studio are not Sony owned and thus could well be doing their own stuff on mobile platforms, they have repeatedly stated that they are comfortable in their current situation with the publisher, suggesting such listings have more to do with the sort of second screen experiences being pushed by seemingly everyone in next-gen games. Back to actual fact, an update for PlanetSide 2 due this August will introduce user-created missions to the game, and both Saints Row 4 and Xbox Live Arcade bestseller State of Decay have been refused classification in Australia, despite the recent introduction of an R18 rating for explicit games. Data presented at this week's Game Lab conference has suggested that games with playable demos can up to halve sales compared to those that just released trailers. Gran Turismo 6 is getting an anniversary edition, including 1 million in-game credits and a bunch of exclusive content, and the original Dead Nation developer Housemarque has confirmed that whoever is working on the upcoming Vita port, it's not them. Wrapping things up, Colin McRae Rally is out now on iOS, Limbo will be coming to the platform next week, having sold more than 3 million copies so far. A new Prince of Persia game is due to be announced for mobile in the coming days, and Plants vs Zombies 2 has been delayed from its planned July launch until later in the summer. On PS3, that demo of Gran Turismo 6 is coming this week, with a demo for Puppeteer due soon too, and a fixed version of last week's busted firmware update is now available. There's a big sale on classic PS1 games running now in the PlayStation Store, with extra discounts available to Plus subscribers, and if you're up for some testing, EA are looking for people to play FIFA 14 at their offices in Guildford, and online registration is now open for the Project Spark beta. That's about it for this week's news desk, but remember that you can still enter our launch competition in which you can win a whole bunch of game goodness. To do so, head over to TheSixthAxis.com, and while you're there, check out the rest of this week's goings on, including previews of Saints Row 4 and Disney Infinity, and reviews of Company of Heroes 2 and OMG HD Zombies. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to us on YouTube to get all the latest news as it happens. We'll be back soon with more News Desk. Thanks for watching.